What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Mr. Vibin. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know by now, we like to dig through some of these crypto headlines and then bring a couple of the articles to your attention and see what you guys think about them. As always, guys, make sure you click like, comment, or subscribe down below. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there's any other topics you guys like to discuss, and let me know if there's any other projects you guys are looking at that maybe could be a potential listen for us here at BigONE. One of the admins here at BigONE, Scott, is as well, and he also handles the social media. But before we get into the crypto news today, I'd like to take a little minute to do the little daily market sentiment with my brother, give him a chance to introduce himself, as well as give us the daily market sentiment. So without further ado, Scott, take over.
Yeah, for sure. Work for BigONE as well as Blockcast, just the same, do the social media for BigONE. So happy to be here. And my sentiment, it is down a little bit today. I was, we'll see where it goes. I don't think it's going to fall down much more than it already has. It's at 42. It's like why I had that neutral feeling yesterday. I was certain that it just seemed to keep on pushing that 45K mark and then not going anywhere or staying in that range. So I was expecting a down versus an up, but let's see where it goes from here, I guess.
Yeah, I think the market took off a little bit faster than a lot of people expected it, especially that pump up to 42, 43. I think it got really close to 44. It might have even touched 44, but to see it come back and retest some of the other the lower floors is pretty cool. I think it's still good. I think that the sentiment is still the same trend. We haven't really got into an uptrend yet. It was happy to see us start making somewhat of an uptrend, but I think the sentiment still should be the same, kind of neutral. But I'm excited either way. But to jump into the daily news today, I'll go ahead and jump into my first article. I do know that it's coming from Cointelegraph, but let me go ahead and get the screen share here. All right, so we see here the first headline is going to be coming from Cointelegraph. The headline reads, Bitcoin heads to 42K support as stocks pullback nudges Bitcoin's price lower. So Bitcoin broke through 43K after March 3rd on Wall Street opens with U.S. equities trending down. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView tracked the BTC USD as it stayed within a narrow intraday range on March 3rd. 43,000 had sailed up as support overnight, nonetheless, seeing multiple tests at the trader's eyes, potential bounce around $1,000 lower. The last segment of our corrective structure that preceded in the third impulse wave of the 10 to 60K was a triangle. That would be nice to see something similar here if our bottom is in. Popular Twitter account Credible Crypto said on March 2nd, comparing current behavior to the bull run, which began in September 2020. Remember, a longer base typically leads to a stronger impulse. Pullbacks to BTC 38 to 42 are healthy. So this kind of goes along with what we've been watching, Scott. You can see on some of these charts here how things have been moving around. And, some people draw their little things here. I think we still we still watch it, right? I don't think anybody who's drawing anything with a pencil like that is going to be like head-on information. But I think that what we're watching is the trend, right? And we're watching some flags get built here. And we'll watch everything, especially as the S&P 500 is losing a little bit of strength. I think that you'll see some of these things kind of play out in a little bit different of a fashion, especially with Bitcoin. Scott, you've been talking about how it might be like this decoupling effect where you start seeing these stocks and equities lose a little bit of their market. As you can see, most of the S&P 500s, are over the total market cap is around 200 trillion. So they're like 100 times the size of cryptocurrency. And so I think if they do lose anything, you will start seeing a little bit of a decoupling for some of that stock money and equity money to start getting flowed into other things like Bitcoin and other digital assets.
Yeah, you are seeing a bunch of the big whales, like you were talking about Griffin yesterday. Not whales, but I guess in the stock market, they would be considered a whale for sure. So you're starting to see these guys actually change their minds and start looking at cryptocurrency as something serious, not just like one day pony show kind of deal. I'm just gonna grab. Oh no! Hopefully I didn't close those. No, I did not close the articles. I was like, thought I closed the articles for a second. Thank goodness I didn't. My first article that I'm gonna show is, I'll load it up here. Ethereum compatible Bitgert has the world's first zero-cost gas fee blockchain. The expensive gas fee is still one of the biggest problems hindering the adoption of cryptocurrency today. Blockchains like Ethereum are all still struggling with high gas fees, and that's why developers are migrating to smart contracts and other affordable platforms. But the problem of costly blockchain gas fees will never be an issue again after Bitgert's launch of the world's first zero-cost gas fee. Look at that gas fee blockchain. Bitgert has provided a permanent solution with its recently launched zero gas fee blockchain. So the Bitcoin team has launched a game-changing blockchain called the BRISE BRC20 blockchain. The blockchain has put a stop to the expensive gas fee problems by introducing a chain that will cost zero to transact on. The cost of gas one transacting tokens on the Bitcoin BRC20 blockchain is 0.00000 or whatever one. There is no blockchain in the crypto industry that has such a low gas fee, equivalent to a near zero figure. It's a world's first zero-cost gas fee blockchain, and the crypto community is excited about it. Bitgert BRC20 blockchain has overtaken Solana as the fastest blockchain. This means it is the fastest chain in the market today. With the lowest gas fees and the fastest chain, Bitgert is without a doubt the most powerful blockchain. It's compatible with EVM, enables projects on Ethereum to migrate to the BRISE chain. The Bitgert team is building more products on the BRISE chain. The team is focusing on making Bitgert a real-life use case project, which will increase its adoption. And then, of course, it talks down here, the Centrix project is one of the cryptocurrencies expected to perform super well as the team delivers the roadmap. And then Ethereum blockchain has managed to maintain the second position. Very, very long time, but it has the second largest market cap after Bitcoin, and there's no other cryptocurrency that has managed to overtake it. But Bitgert is a unique project and has everything to challenge most of the cryptocurrencies due to the massive adoption possibilities of the Bitgert BRC20 blockchain, which, if it is true and it can go over to Ethereum and keep that zero gas fee and be one of the fastest, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I've seen. I've heard a little bit about this on Telegram. I've seen somebody posted in a few chats, and I got a chance to see the chart the other day. I mean, is down from the low, from the highs, that the all-time highs, and it is a great entry. I think as far as that goes, not financial advice, of course, but I think like I always want to see how these things play out and get built out. I love the fees, and I love the low gas fees. So I think we'll pay a little bit more attention here and probably hear about it more in the future. And I hope to hear more about it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
I'm going to jump into my second article here. It's coming from Cointelegraph as well. It's Anna Horowitz invests $70 million in Ethereum staking protocol, Lido. So Ethereum staking protocol, Lido Finance, has financed $70 million from venture capital giant Andreessen Horowitz, marking the protocol's first funding round since May 2021. Horowitz investments in Lido is intended to further the support of the adoption of decentralized staking solutions for Ethereum 2.0. One of the spokesperson for the venture capital firm said that Ethereum 2.0 is a significant shift in the network's consensus algorithm by ushering in the adoption of POS and other upgrades that could enhance scalability and reduce fees. The transition to Ethereum 2.0, which began in November 2020, is still going. So cdixon.eth, that's one of my, I like listening to this guy. He's a pretty smart guy, or somebody I like to listen to in the spaces, but he's tweeted here, excited to share that 16Z has invested $70 million in Lido Finance, one of the easiest ways to stake ETH and other POS assets. And we use Lido to stake a portion of our Ethereum holdings on the Beacon chain. So more from Darren Masuka and Porter Smith. According to Anderson, staking ETH has significant barriers due to the high threshold of the operating node. To become a full validator, users must be able to stake at least 32 ETH, which is over $90,000 at current prices. So in addition to investing in Lido, Anderson said it's staking a portion of its ETH holdings on the BNB Beacon chain through the protocol. Staking the Lido removes many of the operational complexities that institutional investors have faced the venture firm said. So this is going to be pretty interesting to watch, Scott, as you donate this money or invest 70 million into the staking protocol with Lido. This is also going to open up another bridge in the sense of, being able to have a way to interact with Binance on their blockchain as well. So I think this is going to be very interesting, and it'll be something that we should keep our eye on. Lido's definitely been talked about a little bit here in the news recently, and I think that it's one of those protocols that you got to keep an eye on a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And my next article is this one right here. Colorado, we talked about this earlier. It was a bill that was actually going to the council, but now Colorado is slated to become the first U.S. state to accept tax payments in cryptocurrency, a move the governor's office has described as the next logical step on the path to digital statehood. Colorado's Governor Jared Polis, who announced the effort last week, explained in a tweet that the state would accept crypto payments converted into a dollar value, which would then be deposited in the state's treasury. In a recent interview with CNBC, Polis said the payments will be processed by an intermediary and that the program is expected to start by the summer. Polis said that he hopes to expand the program to include other state businesses, such as driver's licenses and hunting licenses. So that's really cool. And I assume, honestly, we're going to see a lot more of this in the near future.
Yeah, I would agree. I couldn't imagine it not, especially with the way things are going and the way things are starting to pick up. I think adoption is, is slowly but surely coming, and more players are getting involved as we see these pushes going forward.
Yeah.
So jump into the last article for the day for myself, Scott. I'm gonna jump over to I might be bitcoiners.com. Let's take a guess. Boom, it is. So bitcoiners.com is where the headline comes from, and it reads, the SEC smells something fishy about the NFT market, and is launching a probe, sources say. So in recent months, the SEC legal counsels have issued summons to the NFT market creators and the other crypto exchanges seeking additional information about their projects. The SEC, led by the crypto doubter chairman Gary Gensler, is reportedly moving to investigate whether NFT developers and marketplaces are breaching securities rules. Numerous news outlets disclosed on Thursday. So according to reports, according to reports, the regulator's main goal is to investigate if the particular NFT tokens are being used to raise money in the same way as traditional securities are. The sources said that a specific focus of the inquiry is so-called fractional NFTs, in which a token is divided into distant pieces that are sold individually. While crypto lending protocols have been at the crosshairs of regulators in the last year, this report represents a significant step forward in probing the NFT market. The investigation demonstrates that the SEC is particularly interested in how fractional NFTs are employed. This is where a more valuable digital asset is tokenized and sold in similar small chunks. So according to the Dillendorf law firm, the answer to whether NFTs may be considered as securities as under U.S. law is maybe. Perhaps not all NFTs will be viewed as securities by U.S. regulators, but select NFTs very well may be. So if an NFT is linked to one-of-a-kind piece of digital art, thus serving as a blockchain certificate of authenticity, such as NFT, is unlikely to be a security, according to the firm. On the other hand, NFTs are given to the public with the promise of liquidity and continuous services from the issuer, enhancing the NFT's value, such as NFT be wrapped in an investment contract, therefore a security itself, according to Dillendorf. So this one is things, Scott, that we're definitely going to pay attention to. And it's always kind of why I kind of stay hesitant about NFT, because you got to remember, like, these guys, they don't know much about certain things, and they're going to try to figure out a way to crack down. The SEC, I feel like, is trying to figure out a way to crack down on anything that they can potentially figure out, not even all the way figure out. And I think, when you talk about these fractionalized NFTs, I know, like, in a couple of the crypto conferences over the last year, they were kind of like a thought about thing that people thought were cool, but this as you look at the report from Dillenhoff, said this would be actually a direct security because you're offering people fractionalized parts of something and offering them a return. So I think that, as we hear more about the regulation and things like that, Scott, we've always talked about how far crypto is as far as building in front of the government's regulating process. They're just trying to figure out how to regulate some of the most stable coins like our Bitcoins and XRPs and some of the top 10s. When they try to when they get that done, then they're gonna have to go to NFT and then DAO and then like the next and DeFi and so like it's so many other things. So I think that the industry as a whole is building faster than the government can regulate. But I would always be cautionary, I think, or cognizant in a sense about what you're doing with your money and what you're investing in, because you don't want to end up on the other side of that line and be on the regulated side where they end up, coming in and freezing some of your assets.
Especially when you're based out of the States too, that's even worse. Just saying. I'll read the next article here. Poor Russian people. Crypto exchange Binance says it will not accept cards of sanctioned Russian banks. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance on Thursday said cardholders of sanctioned Russian banks would not be able to use them on their platform, and confirmed that the sanctioned individuals have had their access restricted. Some of the world's biggest crypto exchanges are staying put in Russia, breaking ranks with mainstream finance in a decision that experts say weakens Western attempts to isolate Moscow following the invasion of Ukraine. I'm not going to go too much further into that. It's a little bit of an interesting thing. Like they kind of switched their story a bit. They were saying they weren't going to ban Russian people. I know not all the banks are on that SWIFT list, but I think there is a large majority that are. So it is basically like taking the ability from people from Russia to getting on, unless they go to like a smaller bank that might not be on those lists.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those things just to pay attention to, Scott. Just, the way things are being handled. Because on one side, you have people saying, oh, you can't send money here and there, like with the Ukraine thing. And then you seen it got opened up on multiple different blockchains, being able to send money. And now you're here. On the other side, it's like, well, stop Russia from being able to do it. I'm a fan of choosing your side, right? But I'm not a fan of them trying to regulate one side and not the other. I think, cryptocurrency should be open on both sides, whether it be Russia or Ukraine. If people want to donate either way, or people want to convert their money there, I think that's something that that's their decentralized privilege in my mind. So I won't dig too much into that one either. But before we head out of here today, guys, I'm gonna jump into my last thing today, the last segment. We're gonna head over to TradingView, take a look at some of the total crypto market cap and some of the dominance factors that we like to take a look at. And as you guys can see here, the crypto market cap is kind of coming down, but still showing pretty good signs of support. I think at times like this in the bear market or a bearish market, I think it's better to look at a 1 day when you're looking at things, so you don't get out of line, right? So we had the move here, came down here, came back over here. We're kind of coming back and retesting some of this area down here. I think if we slip here, then we got to come back to here, as you guys seen where I had this drawn off before. But, I just think that if they hold this support area here, I think we'll get a bounce up. But if not, I think we'll see a further decline to come back over here and test some of these lows from the earlier part of the year. Which I don't think it'll be a bad thing, regardless of where you're accumulated it. I think this is a great time to be in either side of it, whether you're trying to cash out if you're from the 2017 or just trying to get in from the the current 2021 run. Bitcoin dominance, as you guys can see, is still 43.92, still high in my opinion. We talked about this a lot over the last couple of episodes that we've had. And we see these highs, how they start jumping up and then they start coming back down here. I still like this area down here. I think somewhere in between, 40 and 42 is a good area. As long as you get Ethereum Dominance bouncing up to 19, it would probably show a little bit of volume getting into the market. The Ethereum Dominance right now actually took out of the screen, but our Ethereum Dominance is currently at 18.16. So Ethereum Dominance is still kind of in that lower range, the 17 to 19 range. I'd love to see it a little bit higher. But I think right now we still got a lot of uncertainty. There's an important meeting here in the States, March 15th, I think, something to do with regulation and things of that nature. So we're going to try to pay attention to that. But guys, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. We got one more day left this week before we head out for the weekend. But other than that, guys, make sure you're checking out some of the newer things that we got going on with BigONE. It's been a couple of new projects that listed, and there's also some little games that we're starting to play, and it was some new liquidity mining pools that open up as well. So make sure you guys check that out. But that's all I have for today. Scott, you got anything before we head out?
No. Congratulations again to Everise, which was listed today. We got a bunch of potentials here in the near future coming up that are getting listed as well, and we'll announce those as they're coming. So yeah, excited to see what the future holds in the next little while.
Yeah, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow to our Twitter space. It'll be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. UTC. We're going to be talking about all things crypto. It's our Freestyle Friday session. So if you're a new project, an up-and-coming project, or a part of a new project, and you guys want to come by and tell us a little bit about it, we'll be more than welcome to have you. So without anything else to say, guys, I guess that's all. Peace.
See you guys later.